Hey, just Kurt the boat. Kyle, I'm about ready to take your beautiful boat out. Bob. Hey, this calls for 6 to 8 foot swells. I'm going to see if I can't get 3 feet of air. Thank God there's no electronics to bounce off. Just kidding. I'm going to take it easy. I'm going to treat it like a little baby for you. But I do have to get it up to the RPMs to check the prop. And we're going to see how that aluminum does. I'm going to put 40 gallons in, non-ethanol with Startron is what I suggest. See right over here, non-ethanol. Don't tell Bob, boy, am I going to run the piss out of this? No, I'm just kidding. That's a joke. I wouldn't do that. Anyway, beautiful boat. 22-foot North River Seahawk, brand new 2021. It's an 18 in the rear by 42 degrees up front with the strakes. These are the 22 and the 24 is my favorite boat of all of them. But these Seahawks really hold their value. He's gonna love this. The 250 is awesome, perfect in power. You got bow rails, you got twin wipers, you got your window stop right there. You got your cleat up here, horn. You got the anchor guard, so if you're pulling up the anchor, it doesn't get your paint. 2-speed Fulton, I love those. They don't rust on you. You pull this out when it's like a neutral, that gives you that low end reduction speed, which you can just crank up 2 fingers. Keel Roller, again, the Keel Roller, that is just meant in case you got this thing submerged when you're loading it. So, but you do have a heavy keel on here, so you don't have too much to worry about that. And you got a 102 beam on here. I believe this one's a 70-gallon fuel tank in here, if I'm not mistaken. Sides are 35, I think, on the side heights, 35, 36. You got slick 2x6s, it looks like, with slick bunks. Now, when you're loading this thing, you probably only want to get half of the bunks wet. That way you can drive it all the way to the front, and it will stick. So if you say you wind caught your current and it pushed up against that chine guide, you just crank the motor to the left and just whomp on the throttle real quick and it'll center you. And I carry a little level I can put on there. We're almost to 40, so that's why I was kind of watching that gas thing right here. But anyway, it's kind of like a gray color. I really like it. There's 40, so put a stop on that. And then make sure no gas gets on your boat. I'm being careful, and I'm just joking about running it hard, like I say. So I wouldn't do that to you, because if it was my boat, I wouldn't want that done either. There's always a flaw when you're trying to fill. Well, see, look at that. Dang thing don't want to go up there. There. Silly me, that's a blooper. Spare tire carrier. Top coupler, so from the bottom to the top of the ball on the top coupler is probably about 22 inches to the top of the ball. Got the 2-inch peekapoo hole, so you know when it's down the ball's on top of your hitch. Standard flip. You got your little pin there for your latch. You can get a key kit through like anywhere actually, parts stores, any marina would have it to do that, and do the swing tongue and do your stinger. I'd highly recommend locking all that stuff. Brake fluid's right there. I've already checked it. If you see here, remove cap, you get to the brake fluid backing up. This has got to be pulled all the way out to remove that. So if you are backing up, they do have this little thing right here, which I don't really like, because if you get in a bind, it could take that seat clip and pop that off, and this whole thing will come out. I'd recommend using this, but that's only if you're backing up a real steep hill. Then you may have to do that, and then I'd duct tape it or have someone hold it, because if you start and stop, this thing's going to move, and that's going to disengage, and then you have to pull ahead and redo it. And so I would probably just tape that down, okay, if you weren't plugged in. Because if you're plugged in, you're fine. The blue wire is a solenoid wire that will cut the power so you can back up. Now just say, for instance, someone didn't have the flat 5, the blue wire is the 5th wire. You can actually take this thing out, reverse it, if it's a 4, and put the ground off here, and then turn on your park lights, and you can back up. when you come down, you have any questions, just ask me on that. Cables, I like them a lot better on the safety chains. Instead of chains, cables, they don't rust on you. You got your breakaway right there for your trailer brakes. You got, like I say, them nice lifting strakes. That actually helps you lift, plus keeps it tracking really nice. You got a nice chrome rub rail. And what they started doing about 5-6 years ago, they started welding right up into here, and they left the paint away from here and welded that. That's because when the North River is kind of the only one that does this, they rig the boat, tear it down, paint it, then they re-rig it. And also all your snaps here are silicone, so they don't have, that's the biggest problem. If you don't do that, corrosion gets in, builds up, and then you have a hard time getting them off. But if you use Corrosion X, there you go. So we put that stuff already in there, so I'm going to lock that down. 2 large ports for drainage. You really don't get rainwater. I mean, I played hell even on these boats trying to get water to come in that bow, because you got a nice sharp entry. Then you got 4 downrigger welded on brackets, gear bath oil hubs, brown good, white bad. So if it looks like a coffee with a lot of creamer, check your gear bath oil. It's just regular gear oil, 90 weight. Say you travel for a long ways though, just so you know. They could get frothy, kind of milky looking. Just let it sit overnight. Next day, if they come out like this again, you're good to go. It's just like air getting in there. ST205/75R14 is the tire size. Carlisles are 5 lugged, 80-pound torque. You got discs on all 4. Leafs, or not leaf, but torsion axle, which I like. You don't have to worry about them leafs breaking. Your tie downs are on here. I use my drain plug. All your books and stuff are up front. You got a welded on kicker bracket. That's why you put this bay kit in right here. Here and over there, but this right here, I don't know if they have the paint in stock, but they do have a color. You just take the serial number off that and you get a paint coat off of it. But anyway, they put it a bay kit because it's 30 incher. That was an extra long, but then that's a 5-inch to drop it down. Trim codes, electric tabs. Then you got your zinc bars, my drain plug. You can put transducers there. I'd probably recommend putting the transducers back there up against the hole, not out here. Because then on them longer ones, like a total scan or an active 3-in-1, so on, they're a little long so that you could get water spraying up if you put it out the back. But you know, you can't. But I would probably recommend that hole back there. That's for your fish box, which is a valve. I'll show you that. 17 aluminum. I'm going to see how this aluminum does. I know it will do fine. It's a 17 pitch. Kyle, just wait. Oh, I can't wait to get this thing fired up. Bob will never know. Anyway, stainless gets a little vibration, and it's kind of harder on your gear case. Certain boats, yeah, you can pick up a few miles an hour. Some boats you can't. Yeah. So the main thing is the blowout. That's what I'm going to test when I'm out there on a tight turn. Just make sure it doesn't blow out. If it doesn't blow out, that means when you're out in the ocean on the following seas, when you hit it, you're not going to cavitate. You got a T99 tiller with a bay kit, 11x7. You got a 250 V6. These are all saltwater protected. Both of these, they got internal zincs on all the cylinders on the block. Zinc down there, zinc up underneath here. 2 coats of clear, 2 coats of primer, and then a special gray paint they use so it doesn't oxidize on you. Same thing with the little kicker. 2 on the cylinders on the zincs, main block zinc. So they're pretty much 2 coats primer, 2 clear. Got your 2-step dive ladder. Chine guides. That way you don't rub your paint. Everything looks good. Don't see a mark on it. Got the top sides and backdrop on it. Strapped down so you can keep it forward if you like. There's your spare tire and carrier. So then on the inside, I don't think I did a video. We've got 9 minutes. So then actually I'll get in here. Jump in here real quick. They do have a thing there if you want to get it. That is for like a ski pylon. I'm going to open these doors up to show you. Fish box divided right here. Wash down pump. That works, and I'm going to check this. I put this together yesterday. Now I'm going to prime it. You go like this. It's got dual batteries. There's your shut-off switch. And then once you do this, make sure that arrow is pointed up, which it is. And then there's your rear deck. And hey, I like how they did the floor too, matter of fact. So right up under here, this is a fish box. Remember that hole I showed you outside? If you look back in there, there's a Seahawk valve. Okay, say you wanted water in here, your crab, you want to throw your crab or your tuna fish, and you want to bleed your tuna out in here, you can close that valve. When you're ready, you can actually take your wash down or let water in by opening that valve, get up on top, let the water go out and the blood go out, then shut that valve. And then these just shut like that. But anyway, I like the floor, how they did this kind of bed liner, and then they had this raw aluminum, put the screw down panels in here. Really looks tough. Okay, these seats he did not want bolted down because he's going to run without them sometimes, or move them where he wants. He's got slider cup holders, 2 suspension seats with tilt back and swivels, and the bag and boot and stuff's up underneath here in the bag. Up in here is your paint, your straps, owner's packet. And see how that ties down up there with that strap. 703 control box. Turn that on. Okay, you got trim tabs. I'll show you all that stuff when I'm out there. Okay, deck light. Probably not. A dome light you wouldn't have because you'd have to have a hard top. Interior lights. Look at that. Isn't that cool? And then anchor light works, wipers work, bilge pump works, horn works, trim tabs. You can all stop them, go back up, you turn the key off and on. And then if you go over here into hours, you can hit this right here where it says T, but I don't know on this 250. Some 250s you can get the VTS, some you can't. So I'm not going to guarantee that until I get on the water. You got like a quarter to half tank. Always check it when it's level because it's going to throw it off, because if you're sending units and back, you get up on top and boom, there you go. It shows you got a full tank. Max horsepower is 300. You just wait, Kyle. I can't wait. Don't tell Bob though. I can't wait to jump them waves. Again, I'm just kidding. Okay, I'll do on water when I get everything buttoned up, and that's where I'm headed.